sis, you okay?
So, welcome back. Hey sis, you okay?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Doing good. It's been a busy month.
It has been.
Yeah.
Really busy.
Yep, October, Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We've been doing a lot of different things, and we can get into that at the end. But on today's episode, we are so excited to have our special guest with us today. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Good. So tell us, introduce yourself to us, to our audience.
Okay. Well, my name is Lillie Brinker, and Lillie with Lillie Brinker. And I have a podcast as well, and I have a company called Inner Vision Wellness, and my podcast is Generational Health. And so I got into basically this process, this wellness journey through my own personal healing, and that's what led me to create what I'm creating now and to go out into the community and share my experience with them.
So Lillie, where are you from?
Originally born in Mississippi.
Okay.
Yeah, Southern girl, but no Southern accent, talk fast. And then we moved to Illinois, and then I've been out here like 20 some years. Yes.
Wow.
So I've been a little bit South, Midwest, and then West Coast.
West Coast. Okay. So what area do you prefer the most?
I was led here spiritually. So when I first got here, one of the things is when I first got here, it was 70 degrees, I'll never forget that. And I thought it was cold. And people were out running around like t-shirts on and everything else. And I'm like, it is not warm. But now I'm like everyone else. If it's 65, 70, sun's out, I'm running. I'm outside like everyone else now because I was like, the sun. Yeah, exactly. I didn't know that there was a, I appreciate the sun. I had sun, so I didn't know a lack of sun, and then the sun came out like, oh, hey, the sun is out, let's do it.
Yeah. That's right.
Well, thank you, Lillie, for being here and joining us today. We actually met Lillie at a tabling event with the Silent Task Force that they were doing in Renton. And we were tabling there, and Lillie came up and wanted to learn more about us. We told her about we told her about our podcast. She told us about ours, and we're like, "Whoa, you got to come be a guest on ours." So we're very grateful for you to be here and joining us.
Yes, thank you so much for traveling to be with us today. And I'm hoping this will be, the beginning of a relationship with our sister's house.
Yes.
Okay, good. So, can you tell us what inspired your vision around generational health?
Well, one of the things that I noticed in my own experience is that at a certain point in all our lives, people's health started to decline. Yeah. And it's like you see children who are doing, cartwheels, and they're running around and they got this high energy. And then as time goes on, something starts to happen. The energy starts to deplete. And that just led me to being curious, like, what is going on that we come here with this energy? If we come here healthy, I'm saying most people are healthy coming here on earth, and then what happens to us? What happens? And by 35, 40, by 45, it's like, they have every ache or ailment or something is coming on. And it's like, what's causing the body to go into a decline so quickly? Yeah.
Yep. I can relate to that. I know when I turned 40, I was like, wow. And then at 50, woo, I was feeling everything. So, yes, I feel like this is a very important topic, especially for our community.
Yes.
I've lost a lot of friends at age 50. A lot of my friends, a lot of black males that I went to HBCU with are gone. And I'm just like, what is happening?
They passed away?
They passed away.
Okay.
Cancer, heart attacks, complications of diabetes, just everything that affects our community. People in my age have passed away from it already.
Wow.
Yeah. What do you say to that?
Well, one of the things that for me that we're not taught about, okay, like you said, you went to college, we go to school, we get the house, we get the car, we do everything, but we have no understanding of the body. That's like the last thing on the list. And so since the last thing, when it starts to fall apart, we go, what's going on here? Because normally it's working and then something's happening. And what's happening, it comes back to basically our diet. Yeah. And that's what we don't understand, that there are certain things that provide life force to the body. And we're not taught that.
Right.
So basically you're eating things that are not providing the energy, that's not providing what the body needs to sustain itself. And at some point, like anything, it's going to start to decline. Some of us are a little bit luckier than other people, but most of the time, there are little things happening in the beginning. We just don't notice it until it's like the elephant in the room. It's like, whoa, what happened here?
Yeah.
And like you, I mean, I had, like same thing, friends passing away. I mean, they were successful, they were doing things,
Right.
but there was no connection with that body. And that's what's carrying you the whole time.
Yeah.
Without that, you can't do anything else. Or people get to a point they retire and they can't do anything because the body no longer functions.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I know when I was a child, I used to hear people say, health is wealth, and I never got that until.
No. Because we don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but
okay.
if you are healthy, you have a lot going on.
Yes.
Yep,
Yes.
I agree.
Yes, and that is something. Health is something I tell people. Energy you can't fake.
No.
You can't fake it. You can fake a lot of other things in life, but the energy you can't. Either you have, and I don't mean like you have to always be hyper. I mean, I'm pretty energetic, but it's a certain energy that people have, and that energy keeps you where, if let's say you get into, it brings clarity to the mind. So things don't trigger you the same way. A lot of the stuff is caused by, again, our body's not being nourished. Right. So you're going to get irritated. You're going to have things that are going to happen. You're going to have joints that are going to start to ache, whatever, because most of us are extremely dehydrated. One of the things, if you go into an emergency room, they give you an IV.
That's right.
That is a clear sign that you're dehydrated. Right. And then the body starts to come back to life. Yep. So, but when we leave, we go back to the same thing. And then it's like, okay, it's going to decline again.
Right.
So the dehydration is extremely important.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah.
So Lillie, you mentioned how hydration is important, but you also mentioned nourishing the body and feeding the body. So what are some foods that do nourish the body and feed the body, and how can people more source these foods, but also know the correct diet for themselves?
Okay. So one of the things, we're going to go back to the basics of fruits and vegetables. I mean, that's the bottom line, and that's what our body actually needs. There's I'm not like a Bible thumper, but I'm going to say this here. It says in the Bible, I give you the fruits and seeds of the earth. Mm-hmm. It starts off telling you exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not, for those who eat meat, that's your choice or whatever, but I'm going to also say that in the word meat, basically, meat actually means like watermelon meat. We used to call it meat down south. Flesh is flesh.
Right.
Meat is meat.
Right.
And so we've kind of interchanged those words to take that.
That's
We
true.
took away from it, like, so it wouldn't be so harsh, like I'm eating flesh.
Right.
And so, and you can have that. But if you start your day off with bacon, eggs, and then let's say bacon, eggs, pancakes, okay, that's in the morning. Then you go into having, let's just say, a corned beef sandwich. Then you go into the night having a steak or a hamburger. It takes the body meat 72 hours to digest. Wow. So all of that, nothing, and then you start the day again the next day.
Right.
So nothing has digested in the body. And then what happens is it starts to ferment. And then what happens is basically that your stool, you're not able to pass stool, and it's sitting in your body. Now anything, we all have sinks and plumbing. If anything, your plumbing ever backs up and you see, the smell is horrible. Mm-hmm. And so people go like the body, people are like spraying their bodies, making sure they don't smell. Well, cleansing the body will give you a natural odor where you don't have that kind of odor, or your breath isn't bad. Right. Number one, that's a big one. When people have bad breath, it's your digestive system that's causing that. Right. And that means that food is backed up in your system. So that's so fruits and vegetables. So, like right now we're going into the fall, the winter. Okay, so some of the fruits, grapes are real big now. So grapes provide a lot of water, and to the system. We're past this season, but watermelon is a major one for helping with dehydration, big time. Oranges are good. It's the simple things. If you're going to a farmer's market still, or you're going to get fruits and vegetables. Lettuce, the greens, is good for the blood and cleansing and things like that. So you want to make sure that you're even if you're incorporating some of the other foods, you want to incorporate fruits and vegetables. And best not to have them cooked. Best to have them in their natural state, so that you can get the nutrition from them. You can get the water source from them. Right. Our bodies are like 80% water. Right. So if we started up this morning with bacon and eggs, where is the water for that? Mm-hmm. And then you go into a hamburger, or you go into a sandwich. What water? You haven't gotten any water. So eventually you're going to deplete the water out of your body, and at some point. So that's where fruits and vegetables. So also coming in, beets right now. You can do beets. coming in as well. And you can also, if you don't like, I can't do like 100% raw beets, you can, you can steam things lightly. You can do that so that you still have some nutrients in it in general. One of the things also, mushrooms align with our bodies. So if anyone's into mushrooms, adding things like that to our meals to do mushrooms or whatever, that's a big one. I'm trying to think, I like bananas, so I do bananas every day. Banana potassium. If you're going to get ready to work out, like in the mornings, have a banana. It helps with that, as far as your system and any aches and pains or something that'll come along the way. So, there's a lot. Summer is like, like the array, of just foods and whatever. And then winter gets in. You can also, for people like, I'm from down south, people used to do fermentation. So they would ferment their cabbages and stuff like that, which gives you probiotics. And everything else. So sauerkrauts is another one. Those are kimchi is another one. Those are things you can take a teaspoon of day of and just help with the digestive system and fermentation. So the small things, anything that you're doing like that is also good for the body.
So as I listen to you, Lillie, you are very knowledgeable.
Well, I'm trying. I'm learning.
And I'm just, there's a lot, I watch a lot of TikToks, and I get I feel like I get a lot of my information from TikTok. And my kids are like, well, what's their credential? What is their background? Tell us, what is your background, your credentials or certification, anything that make this, I believe you. I'm listening to everything you're saying, but other people need to know, well, what's her background? What makes her an expert in this?
Okay, two things. Number one, background is totally different. If you want to go credentials business, so that's totally different than living as far as nutrition. Now, what's my background, my credentials? Is I'm living the life.
I like that.
I'm living the life. That's credentials. That means that I can get up in the mornings. That means if my bus is late, or I'm catching a bus, I can run and catch it still. that means I can walk my dog still, and get out. That means that there's a clarity in my mind of, when I'm out and about or speaking or interacting with people that has a certain energy. I have a life force within me. That's the credential. So, I like other people. I was, as far as going to certification and doing that, I thought about going back and doing that at some point too. But I'm living. This is my. I'm living it.
That is, for me, that's enough. I'm looking at you, and I feel, Black women, we hold so much knowledge and power. And so I'm not doubting anything what you're saying.
Well, this is, I can't fake it. It's either I'm living it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's who I am. People, we're so programmed to, here's the thing I would say to anyone, when you're going into, and I'm not knocking, because everything has its purpose and place, but when you're going to the medical system and you're getting whatever, look at their energy and look at their health. Anybody, so my thing is, you wouldn't go anywhere, when you go to a mechanic or someone, and if they can't fix that car, you're not going back.
Right.
You want to know, how many cars that you want something, like that's the credential, right?
Yes.
But when we go into the medical thing, we don't, except for they have gone to school, but the lifestyle. Are you applying actually what you're doing, are you applying it?
Yes.
Is it applicable to your own life?
That's right.
So if it's just I'm popping a pill, that'll work for a little bit, but the body's going to still come back around and say, hey, I need nutrition. I need something that's going to nourish me. And the pill may work for a little bit. An example right now, one of my aunts, she's on the East Coast, she just ended up getting, her blood pressure was going up, and it was going up. And they gave her 7 different blood pressure medications.
My gosh.
And because it's authority, we're taught a certain way.
That's right.
Then she took the medications. Right now she's in the hospital as of today.
Oh.
Her legs, she can't walk.
Oh no.
She can't walk, and she's dehydrated.
Right.
And they gave her an IV and everything. So the system, it wasn't addressed. What was going on? The root cause of what's going on was never addressed.
Right.
And I can go into more details about that in my own personal life, and so I can tell you how I got to where I'm at. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I went through the system, and I'm, like I said, there are times it's needed. If it's an emergency, if you break your leg or something like that, or a car accident, or things can happen, or you may need to get like an examination just to see what's going on with your body.
That's right.
Or you may get blood work. So there are things that are needed for you to get a better understanding of what's happening. But then from there, you have to also do some work. You just can't keep going back and going back and back and back. So yeah.
So Lillie, can you Tell us a little bit about your diet and what
Okay.
you eat. And are you vegan, vegetarian, or pescatarian? Or
Okay.
do you eat meat?
Well, first of all, and I'm not saying this is me, this is my story, so I want everyone to know this. So before you jump in and say that I can't do it, you may not be able to, but I was able to. So that's me.
Right.
I am raw.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, so I am basically I don't eat any cooked food,
Okay.
and I don't eat any meat whatsoever. So that's my diet. So like today, I mean, it's not. Today, this is not the best, but today this is pineapple juice. Pineapple juice with ginger. And I sprinkle a little cayenne pepper in it for the bloods. And so, I mean, along the way, and that's what I'm having today. So, yeah.
And that's your meal for the day, or that's your breakfast, or?
That, okay, breakfast, okay, let's go back. Breakfast,
Okay.
the word means break fast.
Right.
Okay, so you're breaking a fast basically. So when you're breaking a fast, you're not going back into, like I said, bacon, egg, because it's gonna, anybody
right.
who knows about a fast,
Right.
You have to ease the body back in there.
Yes.
So my day starts with some fruit. So like I said, I'm having juice this morning.
Okay.
I also have a banana I brought with me, and then I have grapes, and they have right now the little dark, real rich ones.
Yeah.
I think they're from like Yakima or something, but I like those. So
Okay.
I'll have grapes or something like that today. And then I will have like a salad or something later on today, just depending on what I want or whatever. The body, after a while, you'd be surprised, it doesn't need as much food as you think it does. We've been just told, the three meal a day thing came from Kellogg's, who was selling cereal. So it was a promotion,
Yep.
and we bought into it.
Yep,
Start your day
exactly.
with breakfast,
Right.
to get kickstart, whatever. But cereal, I mean, again, it doesn't have any water, and you're pouring milk on it, so it just depends in general. And so, yeah, that's my day pretty much. And then I could do mangoes because I like mangoes. I could do mangoes sometimes. But I do juice or I do a smoothie pretty much every single day. And then I'll add something else to it. And then I do nuts. I like Brazil nuts, and I like
same.
pecans and things like that. So I'll add that. Sometimes if I got a sweet tooth, really want something, I'll do dates. I'll have the dates, the ones with the seeds in them.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll have dates or something like that. But my meal isn't really complicated. It's not real complicated. It's simple, pretty much. Yeah. I don't have to really get up in the morning and think, okay, I got to fix this meal here,
Right,
and
right.
I got to have this and that. And the other thing is that people say, okay, well, your proteins and stuff.
right.
And I mean, again, what does a cow eat? Grass.
Yeah.
So we're getting protein from a cow that eats grass. Make it make sense.
Right. I agree. Yeah.
So if you like meat, you like meat. That's
Right.
okay. But don't, and pretty much everything that we eat, and I can go into details, but it has protein. I mean, again, we're not lacking. We think we are. We're not lacking protein because we get proteins from greens. We get proteins from other sources. Everything pretty much has a little bit of protein in it. So, and then that's another thing. Again, that's a marketing thing to get you to go and buy something. And you're told, if I don't have this, then I won't. And most people that are eating meat are lacking in protein or iron deficiency
That's
and all
true.
that.
That's right.
And yet they're eating a lot.
Right.
So something else is going on that's not being added to the body. So if you're eating, like I said, if you're eating all that you've been told to that's going to give you the health that they've shared with you that you're going to get, then what's wrong? Something's not right. Something's missing here with the plan. So, yeah.
So how long have you been raw?
I went raw. I was doing organic for a
Okay.
while, so I did the organic thing. I'll tell you about that part too.
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
Yeah,
too.
I'll tell you about organic. So when everything shut down, we had our shutdown.
Yes.
I said, okay, this is the time to do it. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it now. So I last 4 years. This is my fourth year being raw
Okay.
and stuff. And so that's when I decided to do it. I just said, this is the time.
So yeah, tell us about the organic thing, because that was my next question.
Okay, so organic, here's the thing how you can get tricked with organic, and I'm for organic. I'm not saying, it could be another level. But I heard something the other day, we have to pay people not to poison us.
Right.
I heard this. So
Yes,
I
that
got to
is
pay
true.
you extra so you won't poison me. I heard that. Someone said that, and I'm like, okay, again, make it make sense, right? And so organic potato chips are organic. And that's where I was at. I was had the potato chips because they're organic, right?
Right.
I would have any kind of processed food I wanted because it was organic. But basically, at the bottom line, it was processed. So processed means that it's man-made
Right.
and whatever. And it doesn't align in the long run with the body.
Okay.
It doesn't. I mean, if you want, the word is snack. It's a snack. It's not a meal.
Right.
So if you say, okay, well, I want a little bit of this or that, then, I mean, go for it. But don't put it in your meal category as if it's the same thing as having an apple or orange or banana or peaches or watermelon or something. It's not the same. Now, the potato, if you want to do that, that's you can do that. But once it's processed and cooked and put in the oil and the salt and everything else, you've got something that's not going to give you the nutritional value that you need. So I was doing that, and I still wasn't getting like the health that I wanted, the vitality I wanted. I mean, I was functioning, yes, and I was okay, but I knew that things would I would still end up saying, oh, I'm organic, but I got this major disease. Why is that? Because I'm eating organic, right? But organic is a word that they use for us to buy. Again, we're back to promotion and marketing and branding. And so it could be organic and still not align with your body. So now there are certain fruits, I mean, like they say with strawberries or some of the fruits we get, cherries or something, that you need to soak them. They should be organic because they have pesticides on them. Again, we got to pay a little more, right? So they won't, kill us, right? Anyway, so if you happen to buy, like, okay, for instance, avocado, you don't have to get an organic avocado because the skin is pretty thick.
Right.
Okay. Right now, pomegranates are another thing in season. You can do all you got to do is take the seeds out. You can put them in a blender. You can put some bananas with something, and you can make a smoothie out of the pomegranate seeds. So that's something that you don't have to. There's a thing called I think the Dirty Dozen. I don't have the website for that off the top of my head, but you can go online and look up the Dirty Dozen of fruits and then the ones you can buy that are not organic. And if they're Dirty Dozen, you can. All you gotta do is get some vinegar and baking soda, soak them for about half an hour, and then you can eat them, and that'll get off. It'll get off any residue. It'll get off any if there's any any extra bugs or anything on it. It'll take care of that along the way. Yeah.
So some people believe that this lifestyle is expensive. What would you say to that?
The raw food.
Raw, being vegan, not eating just off the regular shelves of the grocery store. A lot of people complain that this lifestyle is expensive. How would you say that?
It depends on, again, with the vegan, what they're eating. If they're doing processed food and adding, it can add up. But here's the thing. I want to know for those who are in the system, how much is your medication per month? How much are you paying for that? If you can deduct that off your list of expense and incorporate something that's healthier for your body, then that I would say that balance it out. My health or my life. So I think it's interesting because people will say, well, it can be, and we're in a system now where yes, I'm not gonna say no, it's not. I mean, it can add up. I mean, there are farmers markets you can go to. There are places where you can buy produce that's kind of already, it's a little bit damaged. It's got little bruises on it. I wouldn't say damaged, but bruises on it. People like things perfect. In the store, you want your apple to be perfect. You don't want any marks on it. So therefore, sometimes it's going to cost a little more. If it gets brown, people are like, oh, no. So it's going to cost a little more. But at the same time, I would look at, if I'm going down a path where my body is getting ready to decline and I no longer am able to walk or function or do whatever, it gets down to a lot of stuff. Even now, like people in their, let's say 20s or 30s, a lot of times they're having hard times having children.
Right.
They're having, men's testosterone levels are lower. I don't have the number right now, but it's low right now, which is a hormone, which is, again, messing balance, whatever. So most of the time when people are getting together, they're not even healthy enough to birth a child because their bodies have been so compromised. And then children are coming. One of my guests I had on my show, Val, she's a nurse and in delivery. She discusses some of the things that she sees now with children being delivered. We don't see it because we don't hear about it, but it's a little bit devastating. With the children coming into the world already at a deficit because of the diet that along the way. So there's a lot more to it, yeah, than expensive. I guess you can equate what's it compared to what? Compared to
I guess going to McDonald's and getting ordering off the combo menu.
so a combo. I haven't been to McDonald's.
Me
so
either. I don't know
okay,
what
so
it's
let's just say if
Yeah.
you went to McDonald's and you were just what $10, $15?
Yeah.
$15.
Let's say 15.
$15 and you get a Happy Meal.
You get
Fries.
and a sandwich.
Okay.
Maybe some chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get that. So you're done after
Right.
that, and you're still hungry, right?
Right.
Right, because it didn't
doesn't
provide the
satisfy
body
you.
anything
Right.
that you really need. So you're still
Right.
hungry. So now you got to go get what? Another fast food something,
Yep.
whatever else. So that's another
$15.
Okay.
That's true.
So in that day, you've probably spent $45, $50 just on something that hasn't provided any nutrition. Now, entertainment, is it entertaining for you?
Yeah.
So does it say that you're trying to fill a spot in your side of you that something is missing, that you're trying to get this sensation or some type of energy that you want to, like McDonald's remind me of being a child or something. I don't
Right,
know.
right.
And it's a fun place, supposedly. It's a
Right.
fun place or whatever. But you're not getting the body. See, I think you're not giving your body what it needs. It's not getting what it needs.
Right.
So every now and then you want to do that, that's fine. And I can relate to all of that because I used to love the strawberry milkshakes. I love those. And there was no strawberries in those things, but they were able to mix it in a way
Yeah, exactly.
that resonated with me.
Yeah,
Now
sure.
with me and my because food starts really in the mind.
Right. that's
Because it really is. Then it goes to the mouth because you like, oh, that reminds me of being whatever. And then French fries, McDonald's.
the best.
Hey, but it reminded me of something else
Right.
along the way. But was it good for me? No. I had to go like, is it good for me, or is it something that it's just like filling a gap or filling something inside of me, and it's quick and easy, and I don't have to really do too much after that. I can go on to the next thing, whatever that is,
Right.
in general. So, but is it? I guess you have to compare. Expensive. I mean. I think they've done a good job on marketing to the public that and all the time is happy. You're going to be happy when you get through eating that Happy Meal. You're going to be happy when Jack in the Box pops up. Yay! You're going to be
that,
happy.
yep.
And the body is just like declining. It's just declining. And then you forget about those Happy Meals and you forget about all of that. One of my friends, she passed away 2022. And I was talking to her about food. And she would always say, oh, yeah, I eat healthy. She would always say to me, oh. And then one day she called me up and she was buying a house at that time. Okay. So so you got the house. I'm excited for her. I got the house. What's going on? She's like, I got bad news. And I said, what happened? She said, my eyes are yellow. And I said, yellow? What's going on? It's the liver.
Right.
The liver. And her body was shutting down.
Oh, no.
And so she lived, her body only shut down, it expanded. And she lived 19 days after our conversation.
Oh, my God.
The last thing they found in her brand new nice car, right, was a McDonald's wrapper because she had to go in the emergency room, and that was, she was eating fast food on a regular basis. Oh, she was like, oh, no. But that was her comfort.
Right.
That was what she felt was comfortable.
Right.
But it was a miserable way to lead this life.
Yeah.
She was, And then the whole time she's trying to eat ice because she's, again, dehydration. She's trying to get ice in the body, this ice, and she can't get enough in. Wow. Yeah, and it shuts down. So, in general.
Wow. Well, we're very sorry about your friend.
I am very sorry. She's a good person.
Yes,
She's a really good person.
sorry.
Children really miss her too, so,
I'm sorry to hear that,
Very
too.
sorry to hear that. But Lillie, as you're talking, you're mentioning that food and emotion kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So what are some ways that we can bring awareness to the community about their health and linking that with happiness and these emotions, or trying new foods and linking that with, happy emotions so that they can be healthy but also feel the perks of being healthy?
Well, it starts as a child. So it starts as a child. It starts with the parents. So if and I know I've seen these little TikToks where they're giving like the little infant, they're giving them like it's sugar, and sugar is very addictive.
Right.
And they're giving this child this sugar, and the child's eyes just light up because it does something to it. It's like a drug, and it lights up. And I saw that TikTok. I saw several. Then I saw a TikTok where in Japan they were giving them broccoli,
Right.
and their eyes lit up the same way. I mean, they lit up because, you know, they didn't know
Right.
the difference because they were giving something that was going to nourish the body in general. But we're giving our children early on sugar. They're having dental problems at the age of 2 now. They're having to go to the dentist. So again, you're in the system earlier, a lot earlier, which is money, which is very expensive after a while. And so it starts on how we nourish our bodies and take care of ourselves. So I would say at this point, a child is going to be an emotional eater if you start off that they cry or if they're unhappy or something, and you go give them Cheetos as a way of satisfying whatever moment that they're having at this point, instead of maybe having a conversation with them or saying, like, I mean, I'm from down south, like saying dinner's at a certain time, we eat at a certain time, and we don't eat after that, where they get on a schedule where they're not now, you're in their car eating, people eat all the time. We eat all the time. We never, and then, so our digestive system, which is like, it's always, it's always processing, always processing food, which is at some point, it's going to cause problems with our bodies. So we're in a car, we're eating, and you go to a funeral, you're eating the same food that kills someone, but you're eating.
That is a piece of, so we go to the funeral looking for the fried chicken.
Yeah, the same thing that the person went out with. We're like, okay. And you know, we're at weddings, we're at showers, we're at babies. You name it, it's always that. And when I went to the event we went to, I was surprised that they had fruit there. Yes, when I went up there, they had fruit and stuff to eat. And the children went up and they were eating it. So it's just our training and training ourselves to do that. And the body now, okay, is the mind going to fight? Yes, because it's addicted. Let me just say 1 gram, 4 grams, I think it is, I'm going to get this right. 4 grams of sugar is like 1 teaspoon is 4 grams. 1 teaspoon is 4 grams. So you look on the back of a soda or any of that and look up. So most of them are between 7, 8 to 10 teaspoons of sugar.
That's right.
In each one. I mean, so now you try to take that away from a child, and mother's milk has a sweetness to it too, but it's a different type of sweetness. But you start taking that away from that child, and that child's you take it away from any of us. We're going to fight. I say we fight for our own limitations because we've been taught that. And it's like it's an addiction. I don't care. So you're breaking these addictions, which is very difficult. And so we said about emotional eating, you have to get people to become aware that they're doing it. And that takes time. Because people are not. I mean, they're going to grab for something and they do it. And someone has to kind of say, I noticed that when this triggered you, you went for the hamburger, or you drove to McDonald's, or someone in your family's sick. So therefore now you're just eating because, to get rid of whatever is going on inside of you. So, yeah. So it's an addiction, and with all addictions, it's a process, and it's an awareness that we have to bring to the table, and that again will take time. It may be a whole generation before we.
I think that my next question was, as you're a wellness advocate, right? So when someone comes to you, what are the first few things you try to unpack? I understand it's probably understanding the emotions in the background, but then when they leave with you, what do they take away? What can they actually start doing immediately?
Okay, I'm gonna start with me and what I did, and I'm gonna tell you, and that's what I learned about people. We lie, okay, because I lie. Okay, so that's the first thing in healing yourself. You learn that you lie to yourself, so you know that people will lie. Not like in a where they're trying to. It's just we lie. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna just go back to how when I had my fibroids and stuff like that, and when I first went in, they thought it was aneurysm. And then it wasn't, and they said we have good news and bad news, and I said, well, let's do the bad news and we'll celebrate the good news. And you're not having an aneurysm, but you have 9 fibroids, 20 pounds of your weight.
Wow.
Yeah, and how it happened was that my abdomen was pulsating one morning, and I went from 9 o'clock to 2 o'clock, and I finally went to the emergency room, right? And so we got into that. But fast forward in meeting with the different physicians, there was a women's program that Harborview had at one point that I went to, so I got into this program. So I meet with the doctors now, and this is how I am. I'm coming in, and they're asking me questions. So I'm kind of evasive in the sense, because I don't really know my body. Because that's what they're for, right? They're supposed to tell me. I'm not, so they ask me, how much meat do you eat? I don't eat much. That's my answer. But see, that's a broad answer,
Right.
right? I don't eat much. How much water you drink? Oh, I drink enough. You know, and then they go down to other questions, and I'm kind of going back a ping pong match. You know, she throws something at me, I throw it back, whatever, and then. But this, and I won't say her name, but this was an amazing physician. She said to me, because everything she said, I kept coming back at her.
Right.
And she said, well, you tell me how you got in this position, how you got here. And I had a smart answer. I said, that's what you're here for. Yeah, that's what I said. Because that's how disconnected I am, right? I got 9 fibroids, 20 pounds of my weight, and I don't even know how they got there, supposedly, right?
Right.
Okay. So we go, and she's amazing because I had amazing people. The other thing is the next physician I met with was talking about, it's called the lymphatic system, which is flushes out the toxins and things in your body.
Right.
And so he educated me on exercise is not just to be cute, you know. So, you know, when you gain a little weight, you go work out, you do a little bit, whatever, and then you get back to what you were doing. So he told me that it's actually good, it's toxins. It helps to clean the body and flush the body out. That's why movement is important.
Right.
So my thing was I exercise, right? Right. No, I wasn't really. But, you know, I was moving. And so I started to learn about my body, which I didn't know anything about. So people, when they come, they don't know anything about their body. And you have to be gentle because people are sensitive along the way.
Right.
And most of the time, if people are overweight, they're carrying toxins and things in their body. That's why a lot of times they can't lose weight. Toxins, parasites, I mean, a lot of stuff is happening, and they can't lose weight. So when I meet with someone, I let them talk, come in and just talk about themselves, their lifestyle. Because most of the time, people haven't had a chance to really, they've been so busy living life, like, you know, living life, whatever they call that. They haven't had to sit down and go, okay, let's bring it down. Okay, you're here. You've got this going on, blah, blah, blah. And then we have to go back. We go back.
Okay.
We go back to like when you were a child.
Right.
Did anything happen to you along the way? And people go, oh yeah, I remember something happened, or I fell off my bike, and which puts the body in trauma.
Right.
But you know, I didn't. You know, I'm tough. I moved on, okay, or I broke my arm, or I had heavy menstrual cycles, and hey, you know, that's just part of being a woman.
Right.
And so we move on and we move on,
right.
and then all that catches up with us at some point in some way. So I allow people to kind of we start with just going down, like, let's just go back to the beginning. And then let's go back to eating. How many meals did you eat a day? And then talk about meals. What does that mean? Did you all sit down at the table and eat? Were you on the go when you ate? I mean, your family. I mean, how they value. Did you exercise? Meaning, did you get outside? Did you get fresh air? Were you inside on the computer all day playing games? So let's just look at your lifestyle, and then get as much as I can from the lifestyle. Give them a break because it's a lot to process.
Right.
And then we go back, and then I write that up and give that to them for them to look at that. My lifestyle is, as a child, you know, mom or dad were busy, so I ate a lot of Cheerios. I ate Cheerios from whatever to whatever and stuff. So I really never learned anything beyond the quick, fast way of eating and nourishing my body. So yeah, I let them have a chance to process. And then we go back, and it's like, okay, because they have to give me permission. Everyone that comes to you is not ready.
Right.
So they have to give me permission to say, and they may be ready for a short time, and they may be ready for, you know, for long, whatever, but they have to give permission, like, you know what, I'm ready to look at it. I'm ready this time. And sometimes people come back, you know, they're not ready, they come back again, because it takes a minute. For me, it took a minute too. It wasn't like overnight.
Right.
So, but yeah, to process that information. But you have to almost see yourself a little bit in, like, speaking, and then in writing, and then you have to go back and read it and look at yourself, and then you can start the process. That's my approach. I've learned that from my own way of dealing with things, and then giving people feedback. You know, this is what you shared with me. Did I hear you clearly about this? Okay. You know, and they'll say, no, what I really meant was this. Okay, that's fine. And then so we can get an understanding, because we're building a relationship.
Right.
So without that, if we don't build that, there's nothing that's going to happen.
Right.
So
That's right.
yeah.
How do people find you?
Well, they can find me a couple of places. I will say one place. They can go to my Inner Vision Wellness 22 at gmail.com.
Okay.
And then I'm open right now to people can actually give me a call or text me. Texting is better.
Okay.
At 206-930-2122. Again, 206-930-2122.
Okay.
And then we can have a consultation and find out what you want to do as far as your health. And
Okay.
what's that? Yeah, I would say that.
I love that.
But before we end, Lily, can you give any advice to young people who are taking on, their health and wellness, but also some advice to, as there's a lot of multi-generational
Yes.
living together now,
Yes.
so we have parents taking care of their own parents. So could you give any advice to them as well?
Advice is tricky, but I will just say we have gotten off the path of eating how we used to eat. Along the way, we are a fast society, living a fast life, and getting sick, a lot sicker, sooner, faster along the way. So for families, I would start back at just having a meal, figuring out how to have a meal together. And if you can't do it every night, Sundays, everybody, the Sunday thing, go back to doing Sundays or
like
whatever,
that too, yeah.
where it's like, that's requirement. We come together once a week, because that way you get to know each other, what's going on, things are happening along the way. So I would just pick a day where non-negotiable. We're going to meet together, we're going to eat together, we're going to talk and figure out along the way. I would work on also incorporating some fruits and vegetables in our diet, if it's just once a week, because it may be very challenging to do that. The farmers markets are open and they're available. There are things, if you see something on sale, if you don't, organic can be expensive. Like I said, you can take it and buy something, wash it off, again with the baking soda and vinegar. Okay. So start off with that along the way, but incorporate at least one thing a day. I mean, not a day, I said a week if you can, a week or whatever you can, but I would do at least one. And then I would also look at some ways of, this is what I say to myself, and I want to end with this. This is what I say to myself. When you love yourself, you treat yourself better. Mm-hmm. That's all of us.
Right.
And people go, I love myself. But every morning when I get up get in the mirror, I say, I love you, Lillie. I say it 21 times, whether I feel like it or not. Right. Because that jump starts my day when I go out in the day and things happening along the way. But I reinforce that within me. Yeah. So also with families, reinforcing some love in your children, in your relationships with each other, reinforcing that back into, so the love part will kickstart some other parts in your life.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here. This has been
Thank
excellent.
you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes,
so, yes.
Very excellent.
Yes.
You will see Lillie again, I promise.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Lillie, and your
we did
wisdom.
Yes.
We did it. I know I'm going to incorporate some more fruits and veggies into my own diet, and making sure I'm hydrating myself as well, and making sure my breakfast is not as heavy as you talked about. So thank you so much for your wise words.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us for another episode of Hey Sis, You Okay? First, we just want to do some more announcements. We had our second fish fry October 17th. It was a big success. Yay. Thank you to everyone who bought some plates.
Yes, thank you.
Special shout out to Beverly for chefing it down.
Yeah,
and thank you to the city and the county and Gig Harbor for recognizing Domestic Violence Action and Awareness Month.
Don't forget
and Sumner, sorry. Yes, Sumner too.
Yes.
Thank you for recognizing Domestic Violence Awareness Action Month. We attended the proclamations for Sumner, the county, and the city, and Gig Harbor, and it was just an amazing time to meet our local representatives and them recognizing domestic violence as a public health issue, which it is. So thank you to all of them. And then we'll be doing one more fish fry dinner. It won't be a fish fry. Our menu will be coming out soon. So do make sure you're subscribed to the newsletter or on our website for any information regarding that. Anything else, Kelly?
I think that's it.
Okay.
It's been, like I said, it's been a busy month, but it's been a good month. Just looking forward to November and then the gala in December.
Yes, so go get your gala tickets. We're almost a month away. This is exciting. So it's going to be a great night, and we hope to see you all there. Thank you, everyone, and thanks, Kelly and Lillie, for joining me today. All right, we'll catch you next time.
Hey sis, you okay?